Mega evolutions. Cool designs, unique typings, and the best gimmick that Pokemon has ever had. For the most part. If you also love Megas, then you're in luck. I dove into the far reaches of the internet and pulled out a Romhack called Pokemon Fire Rojo. This game has the same story as FireRed, but there are multiple new forms of Pokemon, new and old Megas, and new gym leaders. Most of the dialogue is in Spanish, but all the important stuff like Pokemon stats and moves and any significant conversations are all in English. Fire Rojo also has boosted shiny odds, but I couldn't figure out how high they actually are. Anyway, today we'll be seeing if we can beat this crazy game with only new Pokemon forms. Before jumping in, I want to know if you could give any Pokemon a Mega Evolution, which would you pick? I can't wait to see all the awesome type combos and abilities you guys come up with in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you smash that like button and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more. With all that said, let's get into it. We name ourselves Mega and our rival the worst gimmick, Z-Move. In Oak's lab, we get our choice between Mega Latios, a new form of Lapras called Lapis, and the obvious starter choice, Mega Umbreon. We jump into battle with Z-Move and his Reshiram as we see that Umbreon has Intimidate. I check his summary to see that he's actually a Dark Steel type and he's holding leftovers. Unfortunately for us, our rival fires off a Dragon Rage, so we lose our first battle. After delivering Oak's parcel and getting our Pokedex, we jump over to Route 2 where a new form of Feraligatr waits for us, and this one's shiny. I really like the slimmed out, powerful looking sprite, and after catching him, we learn its typing is Water Dragon. Insanely good. While battling a trainer in Viridian Forest, he throws out a shiny Weezing and Axew, so we'll stay on the lookout for trainer shinies. Without any other new forms, we jump into the first gym with our team of 2. Before we even get to the leader, the first trainer throws out a Larvitar, no big deal, followed by a Shadow Lugia. I'm not sure what its typing is, but Shadow Ball is super effective, so we're able to take it out. The first gym leader is actually still Brock, which I honestly forgot about, but his team is very different. First is a level 15 Huntail, which doesn't put up much of a fight before going down to Mega Umbreon's Tri-Attack. And his ace is a Caterpie? Well, 2 Hyper Voices later, and the first badge is ours. Quick appreciation for shiny Rayquaza and Mount Moon, and we also get our next party member, a new Mega Charizard form. At first glance, you may just think this is Mega Charizard X, but it has red highlights on its horns and shoulders, so I consider it new. Dragon Fire with battle armor? Sounds good to me. Also, instead of Team Rocket, the evil team is actually Plasma in this game, which is pretty cool. How did this grunt get an Articuno though? Whatever. Z-Move's team in Cerulean is really bad, so after taking him out again, we make it to Bill's house. I just wanted to mention this since for some reason he's a brown Clefairy now. Wait, who's that in the teleporter? Well, Misty got the boot in place of Marlin. Guess we're really leaning into the Unova theme. His Joltik goes down to a few bites from Feraligatr, and then he has an Ekans, so Gym 2 is also no issue. The balancing in this game is really weird. There are so many legendaries and fully evolved Pokemon in the wild, but both gym leaders so far have been easy. What's even weirder is I've already run into trainers with all legendaries or megas, so it's odd that the gyms haven't been scaled up. In Diglett's Cave, we run into Mega Gyarados, which I decide to catch in case there's something new about it, and there is. Usually Mega Gyarados is Water Dark, but in this game it actually retains its secondary flying type. Welcome to the team. Now that's 2 Intimidators. This game has a built-in feature where all the Pokemon in your party gain experience, so we steamroll Z-Move on the SSN, even with his Deoxys. Once we can use Cut, it's time to take on Elisa at the Vermilion City Gym. Umbreon shakes off Confusion to drop her lead Chinchou with 2 Shadow Balls. Next is a Geodude, which Feraligatr quickly takes care of, leaving the model with only a Murkrow. Mega Charizard's special attack is abysmal, so even the super effective Thunder Punch doesn't do much. Eventually, we take the Dark type down, and that's it for our 3rd badge. Let's keep things moving to Celadon. In the dreaded Rock Tunnel, we face a handful of trainers with legendaries like Victini, Suicune, and a shiny Entei. But then we're able to grab our next encounter, Mega Agron. Okay, I know this isn't a new form, but I've never seen Mega Agron in a 2D game, and I'm excited to use it, so she's on the team. Also, not sure if this is a glitch or a new form, but look at this unknown. While progressing through the cave, I actually managed to find a 6th team member, Primal Dialga. Is this playable in any game, or is it just a boss in Mystery Dungeon? Either way, it's being used here. In Rocket Hideout, we get our first look at the big boss, which is fittingly Getsis or Getchis in Spanish. His Jigglypuff and Dino are very non-threatening, but then the man pulls out a Mega Garchomp. We have a pretty good level advantage, so it actually only takes 2 Dragon Claws to get the knockout while FireRed tanks a Slash. Super unexpected that the 4th gym leader is Gold instead of someone from Unova, but hey, I'm all for it. He leads Galvantula, which Mega Umbreon is able to take care of without breaking a sweat. I bring Gyarados in against Mienshao, who picks up a KO with Water Pulse and Dragon Rage, plus a little help from Confusion. Last is Drapion, and I decide to bring in the underleveled Dialga, but even with that disadvantage, it only takes 2 Dragon Breaths to get our next badge. In Lavender Tower, we battle a Rocket Grunt with the new Lapras form Lapis, so I figured I'd show it in a quick battle. I'm guessing it's still a water type since Metal Claw is not very effective, and it seems to have good defense overall. As we arrive in Fuchsia, I decide to hunt for a new form in the Safari Zone, and I'm definitely not disappointed as I come across this Fire Dark Typhlosion. I absolutely have to add this thing to the team, so I decided to give Primal Dialga the boot since I don't love using legendaries. Now we're back to Unova with Roxy replacing Koga. Her lead Victini is no match for our Gator, and then she just has a Dino, Teddiursa, and Smoochum, so still not much excitement in terms of gym leaders. Getsis' Silphco team is somehow worse than his last one, so let's just take on Professor Rowan? Oh, Drayden, I guess that makes more sense. Okay, Origin Form Giratina at least puts up some sort of a fight, but now it's back to garbage with Spinarak. I guess Bayleaf and Pelipper aren't bad, but the scaling in this game definitely needs to be fixed. In Cinnabar Island's Pokemon Mansion, I run into what might be the coolest form in this game, Dragonite. Solo Dragon type with pure power. Dragon is special in this game, so not great, but even non-stab attacks would be amazing here. I add her to the team over Agron for now, and then charge into the gym to take on Claire. Lucky for me, I'd led Umbreon, which was able to take out Shedinja with Crunch. Monferno and Anorith didn't stand a chance, and although Toxicroak is good, Gyarados was able to take it out with a few Thrashes. Just when I thought there was nothing else to see, a trainer in Viridian Gym leads a Mega Meganium and has an interesting looking Snorunt to boot. In the final showdown with Getsis, we're actually underleveled. After surviving a crit Hyper Voice, Combuskin fires off a 4 times effective Sky Uppercut, which almost kills Umbreon. After being healed, the Fire Chicken also lives through a Tri-Attack and Hyper Voice, so our starter actually faints. I send out Dragonite to finish the starter with Slam, and then Getsis' Charmander picks up a KO before we could take it out. Mega Charizard cleans up his first form and Ghastly with Shadow Punch, but hits himself instead of Shedinja, leading to a 3rd faint on my side. No worries though, since FireRed is able to finish the battle with a Bite against the Ghost and a Surf on Ponyta, but at least we're not too overpowered now. I'm gonna regret saying that. I bring Agron back on the team in place of Dragonite before the Elite Four because honestly, I just have too many dragons on my team. Now it's time to jump in. Well, that's not Lorelei. Alright, Darkfex, let's see what you got. Shiny Coughing goes down to 2 crunches as all the Poisonous Ball does is haze. Next is Raichu, and I decide to go to Agron. A huge Thunderbolt almost one-shots our Ironclad monster, but she hangs on and digs for a kill on the Electric Rat. Unfortunately, Metagross outspeeds for a Psychic, so I bring in Typhlosion. A few Flame Wheels bring the pseudo-legendary low, but after a big Meteor Mash, the Pokemon is healed. It survives 2 more Fire-type attacks in the red and takes its 2nd KO with Meteor Mash, this time getting the attack boost. Charizard also drops to the monster after a 2nd Darkfex heal, but I'm confident in Umbreon. A 3rd heal means another kill for Metagross, and now I'm worried about being swept. FireRed is actually able to get over this hurdle as the result of a missed Meteor Mash and finally take revenge for our fallen Mons with Surf. Next up is the first member's ace, Mega Shadow Mewtwo. All the legendary does is spam Future Sight, so we eventually take it out and are faced with the last Mon, Unknown. FireRed survives Future Sight on 1 HP, and after getting a flinch with Bite, 1 more narrowly secures our victory. Before the next member, I teach some TMs and then jump in against Maximo, who seems to have the same sprite as Steven. He leads Bellsprout, which Umbreon is easily able to take out with a pair of crunches. Next, FireRed shreds Gibble with a crit Dragon Claw. Togepi only uses Follow Me until it goes down, and after Dragon Dancing a few times, Gyarados takes out the rest of his team with Thrash. Much easier than the previous member. Let's see who number 3 is. Oh no. Cynthia leads Deoxys Speed Form, which Zap Cannons Gyarados for a kill. Next, I bring in Umbreon, who's also hit with the 50% accurate electric attack, and after getting paralyzed, takes the alien down with Crunch. But now her ace comes in, level 68 Mega Garchomp. FireRed isn't even able to two-shot it with Dragon Claw, so after 2 Dragon Dances, the Landshark wipes my entire team. Let's cut to a win, shall we? This time Umbreon dodges Zap Cannon and gets the first knockout with a crit Crunch. Now as Mega Garchomp comes out, I switch to Gyarados to get an Intimidate off. I immediately go for Thrash and get 3 hits before Confusion, all while the monster sets up D-Dances. With Gyarados confused, I switch into Umbreon and Garchomp uses a 4th dance to get to +2 attack. Then I swap right back to Gyarados since our Steel-type baits Dig. We get a free turn to do a little dance ourselves, and after not taking much from a +1 Dragon Claw, our +1 Thrash gets the kill. With Infernape coming next, I bring in FireRed, who eventually gets the KO with a combo of Surf, Dragon Claw, and Aeroblast as the monkey's flamethrowers chipped away at him. From here, Mega Agron has no trouble taking out Swellow with a pair of Iron Tails, and Cynthia sends out her final Mon, Croconaw. With help from a few heals, this middle evolution is able to take out Gyarados, Mega Umbreon, and Mega Charizard before eventually going down to its final form. Could you really make a wacky Romhack without Ash Ketchum? Time for Elite Four Member 4. Of course, the protagonist leads with his trusty Shedinja, you know, the one he has in every episode. Next, it looks like he left a Pokeball at home and had to borrow a Geodude from Brock, which gets washed away in the tide. Oh, Primeape, that's actually canon. Too bad our FireRed has Aeroblast. Next up is Lantern, and I don't have a joke here. Umbreon hits an Earthquake through Confusion, and then I swap to Charizard, who's taken out by 2 Hydro Pumps. I go back to Umbreon, who's immediately confused again, and after hitting himself, I decide to bring in Gyarados. 2 Dragon Dances later, and we're confused a 3rd time by the Electric Fish. I decide to take a gamble here as we break through Confusion to land Thrash for a kill. Then the Pallet Town native sends out his last Pokemon, Chinchou. Well, if Thrash KO'd its evolved form, I think we can all guess what happens here. Easy dub. Alright Z-Move, let's get this over with. Voltorb survives our first Earthquake, but after a heal, we crit for a knockout. Next is Shiny Vulpix, which survives EQ, hits a super effective flamethrower, and dies to Tri-Attack. Now he has a Kyogre. This might be a problem. Yeah, it's a problem. I remember I have TM, so after changing our movesets a bit, I go back in to fight the champion. Voltorb and Vulpix go down easy, so let's check back in with the Sea Basin Pokemon. I bring in Umbreon, but it isn't able to stand up to Hydro Pump, so that was a waste. Now I decide to go to Gyarados, who at least resists the Water-type move. Since the Legendary doesn't see a one-shot, I guess the AI decides to use Sheer Cold. After getting 4 Dragon Dances off as the Ice-type move misses, we get 1 more and dodge Hydro Pump. At +5 attack, Thrash is able to one-shot Kyogre, and now our Gyarados is pretty much unstoppable. Our +5 speed is fast enough to attack before Deoxys, and then Shiny Rayquaza hits the field. To my surprise, the Sky High Pokemon survives our attack and hits Outrage, leaving Gyarados at 14 HP. I decide to risk Confusion solely because I want Gyarados to sweep, and he breaks through, KOing the Black Dragon and snapping out of Confusion to destroy our rival's last Pokemon, Dragonair. One of the best things about new Pokemon games, whether they're official or ROM hacks, is never knowing what's coming next. If this game had better scaling and tougher battles, I would definitely recommend it, but I still had a lot of fun with the playthrough. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. Also, let me know if you want to see other weird ROM hacks. There are definitely more out there that I'd be happy to show. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.